Hello there, running-ears. It's Manny again, and I know I just did a video on the recap, but I got to get this information out as soon as possible. I kept thinking I'll push it out a little bit more, but I noticed that you guys need some time to practice, and I noticed that you also have a couple of things to practice with this time. So I'm going to give you guys the tips and tricks for the Wine and Dine, which is coming up this coming Tuesday, the 11th. Remember, registration starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you're in a different time zone, make sure you adjust your clocks to make sure that you're on so you can register for these races. We do have a bit of breaking information coming up real quickly, but before we get into all of that, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Again, we're almost at 1,500 thanks to you guys, and we're gonna reach it. It's just a matter of time. And please, more importantly, share the information. Today's information is going to be very important. It's going to be some tips and tricks on how to register. So hopefully you guys, I know I talked to a lot of people say they can never get in, and so this is going to help you, and hopefully you can get into the Wine and Dine, or maybe even other future runs at Disney World. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first bit of news just dropped today. We got this email. So the email basically reads that they are canceling the Splash event, which is the after party, but you will get a full refund if you purchase a ticket. So I don't know about you guys. I went last year. I did like it. It was my first time going into the Disney water parks. I did like it. Do I think that this is something to read into? To a certain degree, yes. I do think they're going to try. I don't think they're going to be a lot of after parties where you have to pay. I think that they should have done something to where maybe they increased the price for a little bit and had people come in, but I know that different budgets for all that stuff, and so it's a little bit different. And then maybe done a pay one for the people, like if I'm running and I want to bring a family member or a friend, pay one for that. But this is one of those things that's not surprising. Now, do I think it's going to affect other races? It can. It's not going to affect Wine and Dine because Wine and Dine does sell out, and that's including the fact that anybody doing the half or the challenge get the free ticket. So we're going to find out a lot of stuff about runDisney coming up very soon. A lot of people have not noticed, or they haven't been talking about Disneyland just happened. Registration for next year's hasn't even come up. Now, from my calculations, is they got another month and a half, maybe 2 months in order to bring out that information, because if they're going to keep it in the same timeline, that's important. So next January, then the registration is going to come right after Marathon Weekend, which is coming up in a month from now. So that means a month after that, they would have to have it, and information would have to drop. So I would expect something that'd be dropping very soon. And the other alternative is they're going to move it down the line. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but keep your ears open to find out what's going to be happening with Disneyland. But again, all this stuff is telling us a little bit of the future of runDisney. But let's get to today's topic. So as usual, we're going to break it down into what you can start doing now, what you're going to do race day, a little bit before, during the registration, and then all the way until you get your confirmation, okay? But a few things now to remember is read everything. Read the dates of the runs. They're late October, I believe the 23rd through the 26th. So make sure that you understand it's not the first week in November, because that way you don't post it on social media saying, I thought it was the other week and now I can't do it, whatever. Because remember the other thing, there is no transfers allowed. There is no reselling of the bibs. There's none of that allowed. Remember, I've always said this, and I'll touch on it real quick. If people are allowed to transfer or resell bibs, the resellers will get a lot of those bibs. And so what's going to happen is a few days later, maybe a few hours later, you're going to see them on eBay, you're going to see them on Ticketmaster, and they're going to be 3 times the prices. So just remember that if we allow that to happen, or if Disney allows that to happen, then you're never going to get it. It's going to be even more. It's going to be more hard to get a bib, and I don't think people would like that. So. But let's get into what you could start doing now. So the first thing is go ahead and make sure that you create an account if you don't already have one. If you already have one, you already know what to do, but let's take a look at that. So from the runDisney page, click on Manage Account. You're going to see this. You're going to put into I clicked on the username. It's going to say log in. But on the bottom it says create an account. So this is what you're going to do. Click on create an account. You're going to see all the information that you can fill in. So this is all the information that's going to be saved. It's going to save you that step. Once you log in, this will repopulate quickly. Now remember, the key is that it's the same username and password for all your Disney stuff. You don't have to create a new one when you put it in. Make sure you do that because it can change the other stuff. So if you have Disney Plus, My Disney Experience, so forth on down the line, you're going to change the password, the username and password for those too. So just use the same one. You're going to be able to get in. So you got that. And that is actually, we're going to see that in a little bit, where it's going to help you with one of the steps for registration. So the other thing you could start doing now is prioritize. And prioritize by a couple of things. Number one is, which runs do you want to do? Which ones do you really want to do? So for example, I want to do the challenge. Okay. But let's say I get there and the challenge is now sold out. Does that mean I can switch over, or I can switch over to the half and the 10K, whatever it is? So you're going to have prioritize. So that way, if something is sold out, you can just go to your next thing if you want to do that. So if you're signed up and you're dead set on it's either the challenge or nothing, then that's it. But if you sit there going like, man, but I still would like to go and I want to go to the after party, so just in case I don't get in, let's get into the half marathon. So prioritize, and you can make a list of what you want to do, so that way you're set once registration starts. The next thing you got to prioritize is, do you have to come with people or not? Does that mean, and this is what that means, I should say, is let's say you're going to register and there's going to be a registration way you can register other people. There's two ways you can do this. You can add another runner while you're registering, or you can go back in to register the person again. So here is the two scenarios. Number one, you have a 7-year-old who's going to sign up for the 5K and both of you are going to run it. So it stands to reason that you sign up both at the same time. So when it comes to add another runner, you're going to add another runner, pay for them at the same time. If it's a colleague at work that would say, hey man, it'd be great if you could make it, but if not, then that's where you got to prioritize if you want to register them right away, or if you want to register yourself, make sure you get yourself in, then go back in and register somebody else. I've done both, and so it's another step in the process, but if you're already ready, then it's not that bad. And so it's just going to cost you a few extra seconds, maybe minutes, but you should be able to get yourself in if you can get the first person in. So the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to start testing your Wi-Fi and your data. So I actually have a video when I was at Universal and I tested it. So let's take a look. Well, it's not very good here. Nope, not good here. Maybe up high? No, but not here either. How about here? Yes, there we go. We got a winner. So you would probably want to do this every day until you get there to make sure. And I have like AT&T account, so I have the app. So as I walk around my place, I can actually see where the strength is, where the Wi-Fi strength is the best, and that way I know, okay, this is where I gotta sign up. This is where I gotta set up. So that's something that you could start doing now. The next thing that you could start doing now is your payment information. So this is going to be really important. What you can do is, and this is what I suggest, have two forms of payment. I use this story all the time when I'm doing these videos, and it's true. So somebody actually put on a debit card they had saved up, and it breaks my heart because I really wanted this person to get in. So it breaks my heart that they put all the money into that account, and they prioritized. So they were going to do one race, but when that race was sold out, they went to the second one. Now that one card was going to cover that race. Guess what? It puts a hold on it. So you have a gift card, a credit card, whatever it is, it's going to put a hold on it, especially if it's a credit card and a debit card. I'm not sure about the gift cards, but I know the other ones do. So when they went back in and they were able to get their second one, they couldn't register because it put the hold on it. So I always say have two forms of payment. And I know some of you have messaged me and said that was great advice because I went to my secondary and it was able to take it. So you can use a gift card, you can use a redemption card, you can use a credit card, you can use a debit card. And what I usually do is I write the numbers. A lot of people copy and paste. They're already ready to go, so they just copy and paste. And that's another idea that people do. I myself write them down in big letters, so big numbers, and so I'm ready to go as soon as I get in. So that's another thing you could do right now. So now we're gonna go to the morning of, okay? So the morning of, you are gonna get up. Now, I always recommend at least half an hour. There's been times that half an hour before it actually goes into, you're gonna be able to go into the spinning queue or the registration queue, whatever it is, and now they have the little man walking across. So that's fine, and that's it. But even now, it's a little bit more, so I have actually been getting in about 45 minutes before. So about 45 minutes before, remember, I'm Central Time, so 9 o'clock, so that means at 8:15, I am on and I log on. I log on to my account, make sure I go back in. So on Tuesday, you will see a button once after you refresh a few times that'll say register now. Click on any one of those. Doesn't matter which one comes up, it's gonna take you to the same page. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on register now. You're gonna get the spinning queue, the walking man, whatever it is, and you are in that queue. Now this is where you have to be very, very patient, because it will start, and it usually starts at about 10 a.m. Eastern time, that it is going to say over an hour. So it's gonna start off with over an hour, and that simply means it's putting you into a queue. It can stay there, and it can stay there for quite a while. But I have had it before, and I was just talking to somebody about it, where I had over an hour, and it was on there for about 20 minutes, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm not sure I'm gonna get in. Then all of a sudden it refreshes, and it went down to 5 minutes. And so, can it go to 5 minutes, back up to 15, back down to 5, back up to 25? Yes, and it drives people crazy, but this is where I tell you to be patient, because you just never know. So one of the other tips that I give people is multiple devices. So you can use a tablet, you can use your phone, you can use your PC, you can use your whatever it is, whatever you have access to the internet, you can use them. Another suggestion is you can use different browsers, and if you have used browsers in the past and they've been faster for you, then keep using those. But it's always recommended maybe something on Safari, something on Bing, everything is a little bit different, so that way you make sure that you give yourself multiple ways of getting in. Then you have the multiple browsers, and some of them might give you over an hour, another one might give you 50 minutes, another one might give you 45 minutes. It doesn't mean that they're going to stay that way. Some of them might go faster, some of them might go slower. So the 45-minute might stay there, the over an hour might switch it. So again, this is where I'm going to tell you, be patient. You just don't know what's going on. A lot of people on social media will start saying, I got in, or man, it's over an hour, I don't think I'm going to get in. And it kind of freaks people out. The best advice I can give you at that time is just continue to be patient and just look at what it is. Keep your priorities, because once you start, and we're going to get to the registration part, once you start really getting into your head, you're going to start missing things, and then it's going to slow you down, and yeah, that's not a good thing. So just remember, once you do that, you're going to go into that spinning queue or the walking man. Once you get your place, make sure you look at all your devices. Once you get all those devices, and that's the last thing I was going to say, is make sure you get one on data and one on Wi-Fi. And so you can get multiple ones on each side, but just at least one on one. All right, so now you got there, and now you're going to get into the registration. The walking man has finished. It says less than a minute. They go ding, 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 and you're ready to go in. All right, so what is next? So once you get there, there's going to be a page. I have the page. I just can't give it to you because it's going to give me all my information. But the main thing that is going to be populated out is going to be your name, your address, your not your phone number. I think your phone number is towards the bottom and stuff. So your email address. So it's going to populate all this information. And so the only thing that I'm not going to show you that you're going to need is your shirt size. So just remember that one, because as soon as you get in, you're going to start seeing this section. And I got another tip for you guys in a little bit. So you're going to see all this information, right? And it's going to be, if I'm looking at the page, it's going to be on the right hand side. So on this side of your watching, whatever. But on the right-hand side, you're going to see that, and it's going to be on the top. It's going to say shirt size. I have done it before where I forget to get the shirt size, and it kicks me out, and I have to go back up again. All right, so make sure that you get your shirt size in, because it could be hectic after a while, especially if you're close to an hour, and then all of a sudden you forget, and you're going like, where am I? Where am I? What did I miss? What did I miss? And a lot of times it's just that shirt size, okay? So now what we're going to do is I have a video, because I was able to register early this time. So I have a video of what you can expect to see the rest of the registration. So let's take a look. So after what is populated and I put in my shirt size, the next one is emergency contact and emergency in like what the relationship is. The acknowledgement is very important. Now I'm going a little too fast here. So let's look at the military. But I put no, but now I'm going to put yes, so you can see that there's click downs and pretty easy to fill out. Same thing here. Are you going to be registering athlete with disability? And so you're going to see that there is a click down there too. Obviously I'm not. This is the proof of time, so just make sure if you want to just go quickly over 2 hours and 30 minutes, it's going to give you basically for the 10K what your pace is like, that kind of stuff. So you can put it in here. Again, if you're going to put less than 2.5 hours, they're going to ask you for proof of time. You're going to have to put that in, copy and paste real quick. So right here, just general questions. Are you a cast member, pass holder, club run Disney, and so forth? And now we go to the next step. And the next step is just going to be pre-order of merchandise. So you see the commemorative weekend, the backpack, the lug hopper and stuff. So we're going to be able to see the pictures. So when you're looking at them, you can snapshot the pictures. But if you really want to, just pause any of these. I know I'm going a little bit quickly, but there's quite a few items this time. There's usually now over 10 things that you can order. You can order the pin bundles. Really cool. The only good part about it is you make sure that you get it. Remember this, if you are a Magic Key holder or annual pass holder, DVC holder, whatever it is, you do not get your discounts. Just make sure that you understand. So we're going to go through this, finish this off. So it's going to load to the next page where we're going to be making our payment. So do you want to make a donation? You scroll up if there's a promo code, and you can click down in ways to pay. So these are the ways to pay. So this is a page you got to see to make sure that you're registered. Make sure you take a screenshot of this page before you exit. So the keys are, make sure that you get all that information. Most of that you can change as time goes on. You're just going to go into your registration. You can edit your registration, and you can put it in. So little things that I really recommend that you do not worry about right off the back, unless it's something you have to have, is proof of time. Number one, proof of time. I always put over 2.5 hours. I don't have to put in proof of time. I can go back in later, and I can take it at my leisure. A lot of people like to do it right off the back. So what you can do is, just like before, you can have that page open, do the copy and paste really quick, as quickly as you can, so you can practice that. So make sure that you get that in. The other thing that I would wait until later is buying some merchandise. You saw the merchandise. Some of the merchandise is cool. I don't like, and this is my personal opinion, I don't pre-purchase anything because I can't 100% see it. So I don't exactly know what it looks like. A lot of those pictures are kind of blurry. When you get to the expo, there's been times when I sit there and I said, it doesn't look very good. Then I get to the expo and say, wow, I'm sorry, that actually is a lot nicer than I thought it was. Or I get to the expo, I see it and I think it's going to look good. And then I get to the expo and I said, and the material's off, whatever it is. But just, that's my take. So, but you can always go in, again, edit your registration, and you can go in there. And actually, I'm sorry, there is a tab that says buy products. So once you are in the race, it'll actually prompt you for those races. Now, or that race. So if you have multiple races, just make sure, because you're going to have to click on Wine and Dine, and then you're going to go in there and you can pre-purchase stuff. Pre-purchase does sell out. I don't pre-purchase stuff, but I've also heard of, but I didn't purchase, that there's stuff that sells out during pre-purchase and it's not at the expo. I can't verify that is true or not, but I do know going in with Club Run Disney, there's a lot more to it, and I can see a lot more stuff which is really cool. But that's the other thing that I would say to wait on it, unless, again, it's something that you really have to do. Then pre-purchase it if you have to. When you're registering, or again, you can go back and buy the stuff. All right, and I already covered that you're going to go and it's going to say thank you for registering. You saw that page, okay? Remember, you are not registered until you got that page. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a screenshot. Make sure that you record that. Take a screenshot, take a picture with your camera, whatever it is. And so you're going to have a couple of proofs. Number one is you're going to have your, whatever credit card you paid for, gift card, whatever it is. And there is a way at Disney gift cards that you can actually go to My Disney Gift Card. It's really simple, and it'll give you the history of what you bought, and it'll tell you where you bought it. So you have that also. So you have a double whammy. So you have proof that you registered. Because it does happen, something happens with the email, there's multiple accounts, and this is where I tell you, if you set up multiple accounts, it may switch over, so all of a sudden you don't see your registration anymore, and then people get so mad, and so they get really upset, and it's still there, and so you just have to actually fill out the form, and if you watch my expose videos, you can see where you can fill out the form, and you can get your bib. You're not going to not get your bib. So you're going to get it, so that's fine. But at least you have proof. You got your registration, so you got your confirmation number, and you got your credit card, gift card, debit card, whatever it is, receipt, so that way that you can actually show them in case they ask you. Most of the time with your ID, it prompts up, it pops up, and you're fine. Now let's say you registered multiple people. You registered your coworker. There will be a tab where you can actually send the registration to them. That's where it's key, because you're going to get, remember, you're going to get all their information, and you're going to put it in. You're going to put in their information. Again, you can edit it while it's on yours, so you can edit it back to their stuff. I've done it both ways, where I actually put in my information, and then I change it afterward, and then I've done it where I just put their information in. But remember, if you put in the wrong email address, it's going to send it to the wrong email address. You're going to have to email runDisney. They will fix it. But it can be a little bit of a headache, is the best way of saying it. So make sure that when you input all your friends' information, you put it in right, and not go in there, back in there, and edit it. Once you edit it, then it's all correct, and then you can forward that bib, and it'll be under their account. If it stays on your account, not the biggest deal. You're just going to print out their stuff for them, and then when you go to the expo, you can still pick up. Now, they are still going to have to pick up their own bib. You cannot pick it up. You're going to have to give them their check-in pass, their whatever it is, and they're going to be the ones with their ID that go pick it up. And so, but that's the way it works. Now, I know I went over a lot, and I probably missed something here or there, but do you have any questions about registration? Please comment down below. Like, I've been doing this for 17 years, and I got proof in a little bit. So I was gonna say, and I still always miss something. So please ask your questions down below. But before I show you what I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You have something on your side right now, and it might stay there. I don't know how long it's gonna stay there, but I'm gonna tell you this. Go to runDisney.com, and you're going to click on the Disneyland runs, and you're going to go to Halloween. And I believe the half marathon is still open, so you can actually practice going in there and filling out everything. You're going to see how it's going to populate everything. You guys see where the shirt thing is right there, so you can pick your shirt size. And then you're going to see register myself, register somebody else. You're going to see all that. You're going to be able to click down on the bars so you can practice it. It doesn't get real until you put in your payment information. So you can do it all the way through. Once you get to the payment information, you can just cancel it and just click out, log out of your account. And so it doesn't stay in your account, just to make sure. But, you can click out of there, and so you can practice it. That's really, really cool. That's something that rarely happens, because most of the time these are already sold out. So we're in 2025, and we're going to be doing Wine and Dine. So I did the very first Wine and Dine half marathon, which was at nighttime in 2020, and I have the medal. So you see these, and it was funny because it says inaugural. So inaugural, and it's got these little charms on the bottom, and let's see the lanyard and stuff. This is actually really cool. So it actually says Wine and Dine half marathon. And look at the other side. It actually says Epcot. We actually ran into the Wine and Dine festival at that time. It was actually pretty cool. I liked it, and that's why I guess they kept the party part of it, because we used to run into the actual party. It was really, really cool. Wine and Dine is one of my favorite runs. I'm perfect for the challenge, and I've been doing it every year ever since. And I still am a firm believer that they should actually make Figment the weekend mascot, Just like Goofy is for the Goofy Challenge, Dopey is for the Dopey Challenge, Mickey is for the marathon, for Marathon Weekend, Dumbo is for Dumbo Double Dare. You can make a Figment one, and I think Figment would be great. Talking to a lot of people say, I would do it every year if Figment was the challenge medal every year. And so that's something that runDisney has to think about maybe going in the future. So that's it for this video. And like I said before, if you have any comments, please comment down below. Share the information. Please ask questions in case I didn't answer yours. If you're too shy to post right here, go to Facebook or Instagram, Manny Runs Disney, and please friend me and message me. Ask me your questions. I don't shy away from answering questions. And sometimes if I didn't answer your question, please call me out. It's just because life gets in the way, and sometimes I forget and so forth. And just call me out a second or third time, and please do it. It doesn't bother me at all. Or sometimes I may even be looking for the answer, and so please ask me questions. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Again, you have a lot more for this registration than you had in the past to practice and everything. So let me know how it goes. But without further ado, create a magical day, create a magical run, and see you sooner than later.